Welcome back to the members only live stream. So I was kind of sitting here in the background going over the new documents that have been released, because obviously I had an entire show planned for you guys tonight, but there is like more pressing current events for us to talk about. So anyway, I'm starting a little bit late, so I don't have anybody here right now. So I'm just going to pull up the documents. And I actually lined up a couple of things because I didn't understand this first document and what the experts were being called for. So I kind of did a tiny bit of research. I didn't have a ton of time to do this before I came on, but I think you'll be interested in my presentation. It's been a crazy day on YouTube. I do have like so much to talk to you guys about. From WSU Momkin to like all these crazy comments that I've been getting. I can't wait to talk to you guys about. So I'm going to send you guys an alert in Discord because we do have a lot to discuss tonight. Hold on. I set aside an hour, but I feel like we might do an hour and a half. Hold on, I'm pulling up Discord. Oh, this is too much work. I'm just going to do it on my phone. I hope that you caught Kim's live stream earlier today. It was pretty, it wasn't what I was expecting. I'll tell you that. It was really interesting. I'm glad that she didn't do the live stream on my channel. Thank you, Kim. That was really nice of you to have that foresight. Please join me. I'm live. All right, I alerted everybody. So let's get going. Oh, there's people here. I didn't see the comments. Hi, Christy. And Anna Melodies had to take off. Aquarius, thank you for being here. Nice to see you again today. Oh, everyone's in Daniels and Jules right now. I can get that because they're probably have a little bit more expertise in documents. Angel D, you're here instead of in Daniels? Thank you. You're so sweet. You couldn't watch the live. Oh, I'm sorry you missed it. I like your new profile pic. You were talking to Jules in the chat, but she's blocked you. Oh, how did you get blocked to Jules? She should have more she should stick with the girls. And then Daniel's talking about Trump. Well, we're going to talk about Idaho4. I have no room to talk about Trump in my live stream. Yeah, you guys, let me start by showing you this. So since they're not talking about the document, let me talk about the document. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do this live stream tonight. I'm so glad I actually made it. It was a busy night in my house. Okay, so this is the document I want. Oh, this isn't. Yeah, this is the document I wanted to start with. So if you look at the Idaho Judicial Branch website. So there were 2 documents released today. One is a 2-page document, which is the defendant's witness and exhibit list for motion of venue change. And then the second is like a 315-page document, which is the memorandum to support the motion of venue change. So the one I'm showing you right now is the defendant's witness exhibit list for motion change of venue. So I'm just going to read this really quickly, and then I'm going to show you a couple of, there's like 4 different people down here of interest, and I was looking them up before I came on live. So this says, come now, Bryan Kohberger, by and through his attorneys of record, will call the following witnesses and intentions of offering the following evidence at a motion for change of venue hearing on August 29th, 2024. Although it's not necessary in the same order as listed. But this is the order they list them. There are 4 witnesses they're calling. Bryan Edelman, who we've all discussed before. James Todd Murphy. Amani Alale, and Dr. Veronica Dyer. And she's not a witness. It says she might be called as a rebuttal witness. So the exhibits they're going to be showing, Exhibit A is the MPD press release, motion for filing under seal pending, live press release and interviews to be hand delivered 7/22/24. I don't know why it says that in there. Exhibit B, declaration from Dr. Edelman and CV. Exhibit C, true scope, infographics, and CV of Todd Murphy. And then Exhibit D, affidavit of Scott Sundby. Exhibit E, Dr. Alele report and CV. And Exhibit F, Dr. Veronica Dyer report and CV. So I looked up each of these witnesses and I got a little bit of information on each of them, but I mean, it's just reading their bios off of their website. It's not saying like what they've been involved with or summarizing their careers or anything like that. So I actually found an article that was just written after this press release that summarizes just in a few sentences exactly what each of them is going to be doing for the, or is going to be a witness for. Oh God, this isn't going smoothly. Okay, hold on. There we go. So we're gonna look at this from the Idaho Statesman, I think it is. Oh, it's khq.com. So, man accused of killing, U of I students to call expert witnesses supporting effort to move trial. Let me just check the chat really quickly. Oh, you're back. Good. Angel D, there's lots of, hold on. Angel D says, there's a lot of nasty backstabbing going on behind the scenes. I'm not on Discord, so you don't know. Oh, I'm sorry that's going on. There's so much like shit talking going on right now. Yeah. Christy says, yes, there is. Angel D says, according to a very trustworthy psychic, there will be a foreign lady with long dark hair providing some very important and shocking testimony. I'm trying to keep that on my mind to see if it comes true. Write it on a little piece of paper and put it under your pillow. All right, let's read this article that might resemble Angel D's psychic reading. We'll see. Hold on. All right, so this says, let's get serious, you guys. So this says, the defense for the man accused of the killing of 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022 provided a list of experts who will testify in support of their motion to change trial venues in August. Bryan Kohberger's defense provided a list filing on Tuesday alongside of a 319-page memorandum in support of the motion. The letter of support includes written support from some of the 4 experts who plan to testify and others who aren't set to be called as witnesses. Each of the 4 experts will likely be answering from both the defense and the prosecution on the issues of what Kohberger's defense attorney Ann Taylor has called bias in Latah County. One of those set to testify, Bryan Edelman, and we've all heard his name before. We've gone over his entire bio on this live stream with jury research consulting firm Trial Innovations has previously spoken in court. When the jury surveys when jury surveys conducted came under fire, that was a really, so you, let me read that to you again. So he testified when the surveys came under fire, is what it said. Ultimately, Latah County District Court Judge John Judge allowed the continued use of those surveys, the final analysis of which can be found in court filings. Edelman's research found virtually all residents of Latah County were aware of the case. He also found that residents of other counties in Idaho were very likely to have some knowledge of the Kohberger case. But he argued that there are meaningful differences between those counties in Latah County. Crucially, he found, I said it like that, crucially, he found respondents in Ada County that were less likely to have precise knowledge on the case, where less reporting was being closely invested in it. Boise has been widely seen as a potential venue for this trial should it be moved out of Moscow. Amani, an Eastern Washington University professor of psychology, is another expert set to testify. And the defense is filing on Tuesday. Aleli also said that she supports a change of venue, in a conclusion he came to after reviewing Edelman's jury research. He noted that Edelman's research found many Latah County residents who were exposed to the news reporting on the case and were likely prejudging Kohberger as being guilty. He goes on to say, if these residents were to serve as jurors, they could not be expected to evaluate information objectively during the trial. He also goes on to say that providing additional academic context for Edelman's findings, arguing that the host of the psychological phenomenon backed by, arguing that a host of psychological phenomena backed by studies suggesting it would be unlikely for Latah County to field an unbiased slate of jurors. It's a really tricky sentence. Let me see where you guys are at. I'm going to change it like that. Is Ada County larger, though? I didn't know if Ada, I know obviously Boise is a larger venue, but I don't know about Ada. I've never even heard anyone discuss it going to Ada County. It's so weird. All right, let's go on. All right, research has yet to determine the reliability of methods for eliminating pretrial publicity bias effects after exposure has occurred, suggesting that limiting potential jurors' exposures in the first place would be the best avenue in the pursuit of a fair trial. This is why a change of venue and non-dissemination orders have such importance. University of Reno professor Veronica Dyer provided a defense of the use of these types of jury surveys, potentially notable given previous challenges to the surveys in this trial. The defense noted that she may be calling as a rebuttal witness. Todd Murphy, the president of media consultancy firm TrueScope North America, is also listed as a witness for the August hearing. So we haven't heard from Todd Murphy before. I actually have a picture of him. I'll just show it to you really quickly. Hey, Wolf Angel. Hey, JB. Yeah, that's so true. I don't think we'll see him on the stand. And they have a witness now to kind of back up his testimony. I think they might focus on him. I'm going to show you this picture of this Murphy guy. Oh, this is what he looks like. And we shall continue. So Todd Murphy, the president of media consultants firm TrueScope North America, is also listed as a witness for the August hearing. The firm contributed an analysis of news media coverage of the search for the suspect, the arrest of Bryan Kohberger, and the pre-trial proceedings since. A core of the argument Taylor, Kohberger's attorney, will seek to make in August is that any juror in Latah County would function as on a presumption of guilt instead of the presumption of innocence, violating Kohberger's right to due process. In addition to the quantitative data showing about 2/3 of Latah County residents assuming Kohberger is guilty, Edelman's declaration states that his survey found substantial qualitative responses illustrating what the bias looked like. Per Edelman, one survey respondent said that the community would burn the courthouse down if Kohberger was found not guilty. Another suggested that riots would be possible. Multiple people suggested that Kohberger's life would be at risk by vigilantes. I have to pause there because I agree. I really do. And I know the argument is this crime was committed in Latah County. It should stay with Latah. It's their business, blah, blah, blah. But I've seen people want to commit vigilante justice, and it's when there's a palpable anger in the community. It's like if you've ever had somebody break into your house, there's a feeling of being violated that causes you to have some sort of unreasonable response from that point forward when it comes to it. I would imagine it's kind of on a larger scale the same way in a community. If they've been violated and somebody's came in and violated their community, you have this visceral react. I don't know. I just agree with venue change at this point. Wolf Angel says, I believe the next step should be dismissal immediately, and the real crimes need to be exposed and tried themselves. All of this is my opinion. Can't say a lot of people don't say the same thing. Angel D says, I still don't understand how the non-dissemination order is useful when people like Bloom can write a novel of speculation, hearsay before the trial. I wonder, to me, I would think that the family members, all of them in some way would be kind of like a potential witness somehow. I don't understand how they're not locked under that gag order as well, but I don't know, I don't know. Maybe I need to understand. I think I need to get a better grasp of the gag order. And I have been actually putting something together with that. Well, not really. I've been asking Twiz to come on and explain the gag order to us because he is a functioning expert on it. He's in the Drunk Turkey Show live stream right now, though, I think. All right, let me go on because we get to the next witness after this, and then we'll get into some fun stuff that I just want to make sure I'm giving updates. So actually, we just have a little bit left, just one paragraph. It says, one articulated that the defense's team was concerned arguably the most consciously, if he is not guilty, prove it. Yeah, that's a pretty loaded statement to put in front of the judge. The people are actually saying that. I can't believe somebody actually said that. Kohberger's change of venue, just knowing how they could affect the survey. Kohberger's change of venue hearing is scheduled for August 29th. At that time, prosecutors will also have an opportunity to question these and other witnesses and argue to keep the trial in Latah County. Judge has hinted that if he's leaning any direction on change of venue, and he has sided with the defense at times, and the prosecution at other times, during this course of this pretrial proceedings thus far, I don't know. Like, I think that, first off, people were really pissed about this survey from the beginning. They were calling the police department and telling them about it, because you remember Bill Thompson said that. So, like, the remarks that I'm seeing, like that last one, this is obviously people lashing. It sounds like, to me, it's people lashing out at the person doing the survey. Maybe it's not like a true, honest statement from the heart, but too bad that people have those knee-jerk reactions, because this is what's going to happen. You know, people see that there's knee-jerk reactions in Latah, and you get this guy out who professionally fills out the surveys, and he goes, here's the proof. You know, somebody just said you got to prove him innocent. What's cleansing and dangerous? What's that? And the melody says, just my opinion, but I think we need to lose the burn it down mentality when things don't go a certain way. And I mean in a broader sense as well. It's toxic. Yeah, I totally agree. I call it fake outrage. I'm sorry, like, I hear people say a lot of crazy things on YouTube, and it doesn't make me upset. Like, it's just words. Get over it. Oh, we've got a couple more people. Hey, Regina, thanks for showing up for the members live. And Scott, thank you for showing up. I know there's a lot of very tempting live streams to be in right now, so we appreciate you guys showed up. Purging corruption from the justice system. Hey, Jeremiah. So what we were looking at was this. Ooh, I just lost my computer screen. We were looking at this, which is the defendant's witness and exhibit list for motion of venue change. And then I'm not going to read the supporting document that comes with this, but I want to show it to you. I just want to show you, like, the vast amount of stuff in this. And I did read, like, I went to the end, I was reading, they list, like, I guess it's like a bibliography or something. And then I went back and I read, like, the end of it just to see if there were any conclusions. And it does talk a lot about probably what the testimony of Edelman will be on the 22nd. I think it kind of lists it out, pretty much what his findings are at the end of it. Let me show you this. And then I got a tip in Discord that page 168 is really interesting. So I was thinking of just going to that page. I have been out all night. Like, I did not look at this yet. So I'm seeing all this for the first time with you guys, other than like the few minutes before I came on. So the very end, so I'm on page 283 right now. And these are all of the summaries of that survey. And I feel like this is going to be the most interesting thing that I read in this entire document. I'm so glad I stumbled on this when I was skimming through it, because it's going to be very telling as to like what's fact and what's fiction. And we're going to get, I feel like, insights from seeing what they were trying to ask in the survey. And like, I don't know, I'll give you an example. Wait, hold on. I want to see what's going on in the chat here. Am I okay? Oh God, what did I do? I guess I'm okay. What about Willie? Good to see you. What was Willie's problem with me the other day? Geez, people are angry. Well, you guys are divorced, and sometimes divorcees fight, I guess. I'm just kidding. Angel B. Scott Miller. I'm not getting involved. I'm purely neutral. It's a good stance to take. Wait, it's not thinking. Okay. I'm sorry, Angel D. Yeah, I should keep our private part of the late night live stream private. So I make it private. I'm not telling any stories tonight either. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about my trips to Florida in this live stream. I don't know what it is. I need to like wear a hat when I come live stream from him. Innocent bystander, thank you. Oh, you. I thought you were talking about me. I'm just gonna fix this hair so it doesn't look so weird. It's better. All right, let's get back to this document. And then I do have a show plan that we talked about earlier today. Yeah. Okay. The last 20 pages of this are just like all, I'll show you, it's like all like a bibliography. This document is so big. Okay, so where was I going to show you? Where I think we're like just different things, like this. Validity and reliability in community attitude surveys, like what we were just talking about. With respect to the issues that must be considered to determine the validity and reliability of the community attitude survey related to pretrial publicity, methodological issues with respect to the survey design, sampling, and data collection procedures are most important. With respect to the survey design, developing questionnaires and gauge public opinions on the case, the defendant and any pretrial publicity are recommended by the American Society of Trial Consultants, blah, 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 blah. Survey topics such as pretrial publicity exposure, case knowledge, and opinions. The perceived fairness of all parts of the ASTC professional standards. There. Okay. The measures of pretrial publicity exposure on a survey, researchers must assess the extent to which respondents have been exposed to media coverage of the case. Questions may include frequency of sourcing of information to measure case knowledge and opinions. Research must be measured by respondents' knowledge about the case and their opinions on guilt or innocence of the defendant. To measure perceived fairness, researchers must evaluate perceptions of fairness of the current venue and whether respondents believe that the defendant can receive a fair trial locally. Questions are designed to measure both explicit bias and subtle prejudices with respect to the sampling. Random sampling techniques are recommended to ensure that the survey population is representative of the county, and this may involve stratified samples to capture diverse demographics. With respect to the data collection, the choice of mode depends on the target population and the research available. The community attitude surveys and random digit dialing telephone survey is the most common modality used. Standardization of telephone survey data collection trained of interviewers and other data collection procedures to diminish responsible bias are necessary for quality of data collection. I feel like, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me pull it back up. I feel like it would, that whole exchange that we saw in that hearing where where Bill Thompson and like Edelman kind of went toe to toe. I feel like, I mean, we all kind of thought that it was like favored the defense, but it almost seems like a setup in a way when you read that, because people were already really upset about this survey. And then they have that hearing and everybody in Latah is watching it. And they watch Edelman kind of make Bill Thompson upset or say some things that kind of set social media on fire, kind of looked like a W. It must have irritated a lot of people because it's very clear that part of the survey is just getting the temperature of the people and like their presumptions of guilt or innocence. And if you stir the pot up, obviously people are going to react. Angel says, wow, whoever writes these docs gets paid by the character. All these huge words. I know, I had to stop. I'm pretty good at reading because it's like these documents, because we read the same words over and over again, but they threw in some new ones tonight. Angel, wait. Oh, you're talking Angel D. Wait, what? Did Bill Taylor say something like, "Are you gonna cry to Dr. Edelman?" What? I didn't hear that. The thing that sticks in my head, and I mean, the thing that just resonates so much when we think back to this is, Bill Thompson looking at Edelman and saying, there's no stalking. Why do you have that in for a question? And it's like, I had videos out that I made members only after that because they were titled like stalking. And I don't know. So if he didn't say that, he freaking felt like he was trying to say that. Edelman did kind of look like he was getting emotional, but so did Thompson. It's probably projecting. That's my guess. Oh, Too Fast. Thanks for showing up. Too Fast, I thought you were in Drunk Turkeys Live. Thank you for coming. So, Angel D, Bill hasn't been feisty much lately. I wonder who told him to keep quiet and let AJ handle it. I think he probably watched himself on TV. I don't imagine there's any attorney on earth who wants to come across as anything but cool, calm, and collected. That much stink. We all have bad days. Yeah, agreed. Too Fast has, when I was talking about what we were going to do for the Members Only Live, Too Fast had brought this really interesting conversation up in Discord about Dylan's bedroom and just like some observations, just some things that we might want to think about when we're looking about when she opened that door and saw BK. And I mean, it's not a large segment, but I'll show you guys. I feel like we should get off the documents. This isn't really making you guys talk inside the live stream. Let's go to the planned live stream. Especially, I can't really compete with Jules and Daniel. Document reading. All right, so I'm going to bring you to my channel. I got a notification from YouTube this morning. Or no, it wasn't this morning, it was yesterday morning. And they were like, oh, this isn't my YouTube channel. Hold on. Oh, good. I wasn't sharing that. Hold on. I got a new notification from YouTube telling me that I had this video that was like the comments were, they said, I can't remember how they worded it, but they were basically like, the comments are like popping. And I'm like, what? So I clicked on the video to see which one it was. And it was my Grub truck video, which was like from quite a while ago. And so I started reading it, and like people are, I mean, there's like like the comment section's on fire in my Grub truck video. And I was just reading down it, and I'm like, this is a perfect thing to go over with my members. Like, I feel like you guys would want to have a conversation. Like you can have an educated conversation about these Grub truck popular things. Hold on. You feel like you talk too much? You can talk too much in my live stream. Talk to us, Angel. We like it. Okay. You be at a book. Wait, what? You be a books on tape voice? Me? Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have a friend here on YouTube who is a voiceover artist for a living. And she does audiobooks, but she like that's good money, but she makes like most of her money doing cartoon characters. She does like commercials, like when you hear like the voice of like in a Target commercial, there's someone talking about it. It's like her in the background, but she has this talent. And I mean, she's like my age. She's like a middle-aged woman, but she is able to speak like a little boy. So she plays like a lot of little boys, like the age of like, I don't know, it just teenage boy. I don't know. But she just has this versatile voice. Which her most famous role, it's probably not her most famous role. The most famous role that I know of is she played Harley Quinn in the Batman, in the Batman cartoons. But she's a voiceover. Maybe I should ask her for a job. Angel D says, one thing I noticed about the Grub truck footage was that most channels miss the part where JJS waves to the girls as they get into the ride share off camera. Yeah, look at that. The footage made me less sus of JJS, in my opinion. The only thing that has like, it's not that it's changed anything I feel, just like something that makes sense why everybody's talking about pay-per-view on people's phones with the Grub truck. It's because during the Banfield stops, Saeed says he was coming from a pay-per-view event, or he was watching a pay-per-view event. And I think that's where everybody gets this pay-per-view from. I wish Jeff was here because I wanted to tell him that. But I found that out the other day. I'm not saying it's like part of it's like a clue. I'm just saying like that's where it comes from probably. I'm going to show you guys who she is. I'll show you who she is, and then we'll go to the Grub truck. This is Kelly Jean, and I interviewed her because she had an alien encounter, and so I had her come on my channel and She's one of like 10 people who's reported alien encounters to my channel. I don't know why. I'm a source. I could adjust my lighting. That's better. I think that's good. Let me show you Kelly's channel, and then we'll go to the Grub truck. Okay. So Kelly does ASMR like me, or like I used to. I won't ever do it again. But it's called This ASMR Reiki Life. So this is Harley Quinn. It's a, where is it? There it is. This is Kelly Jean. So in the ASMR world where I come from, this is the weird stuff that we do. But it's so if you've never seen ASMR, this might not make sense to you, but I'm going to show you like one of her videos. This one did pretty good. She had like a really successful one lately. Let me find it. But you'll hear her voice is the point. We'll just listen to her most recent one. No. Listen to this one. Probably looks like Harley Quinn a little bit, I think.
Hello and welcome to your Reiki ASMR session today. I am Kelly.
I know.
And I am your Reiki practitioner.
She actually lives near Boise. She has a whole Reiki studio out in that area.
Today's session.
Anyway, that's why I just want to show you guys this. I don't know why.
It's all about
that's Harley Quinn.
Being open.
That's who the real Harley Quinn is. Right here on YouTube. All right, let's get the Grub truck pulled up. So again, this is just like YouTube told me that this is the most popular video right now. So it said the comment section is the most popular right now. You know, I'm going to just pull this up while we're on the subject, and I'm going to write that down for our Grub truck, which we should probably move on to if we don't want to make this a 3-hour. Like, I didn't realize that, you guys, my volume was like all the way down. So I'm sorry if this has been like a terrible live stream to hear. Our live stream. So
being like Jeff H and I, we just get going and we get going, and before you know it, it's 3 hours, 4 hours. You know.
It happens when you get that energy, and it's fun when, you know, it's especially you feel like that when you have such an active live chat like we do. So thank you for. Okay, I'm going to start there. And some of these comments don't make sense, but I'm just going to read them to you. It sounded fine. Okay, go ahead. All right, good. So I went down to most recent, and it's just because I don't know why this section, and it's these can't be the most popular. These are from 4 weeks ago. All right, let me go to the top. It must be new comments. So I haven't even seen this one before, but let's look at it, because it is the most popular comment under Grub Truck right now. Try and zoom in a little bit for you guys. It says, there we go. 2 things that have always bothered me. 1, no one in the town, let alone the school, has said a word. even before the gag order. And 2, there was no footage of the bodies being removed. I just want to know if you guys are going to say it. I don't know what to say. Like, I know there were news vans there the entire time. I know ambulance was sent there, an EMT, and then they were sent away. Why did nobody capture an ambulance pulling up to the house to take the bodies away? Does anybody know? I mean, I'm not suggesting that it means there weren't any, but it is kind of weird that we don't have that witness account. Anyway, if you want to write in the chat, I'd love to hear anything. Is Annie here? Annie, how are you? I don't know. I heard you made a funny comment earlier, but I couldn't find it. So the replies, somebody left 2 hearts. And then Vivian, who is a big time fact checker on my channel, says, as far as the bodies, the national media was not there when they were removed. And from having lived in Pullman, Moscow area and knowing several of the local news media, I can tell you that the local media is very respectful of law enforcement's wishes to not photograph the video of the bodies being removed. I don't know. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that there was actually a break in the reporting. I mean, I'm assuming Vivian doesn't always say where she got her source, but if I ask her, she usually tells me. Didn't they clear the area? It sounds that way from Vivian. Hold on. Angel says they allegedly cordoned off the area to remove them. It's just so weird we wouldn't know that. Like, why is it even a debate? I'm sure it's... I've seen you. Oh. Here we go. Angel D says, Mrs. G said they didn't let them film the bodies being removed. She was angry at being asked about it too. Yeah, I don't think that it's appropriate under any circumstance to ask Christy Gonzalez that question. Like, what so unnecessary. I mean, there's a lot of other people you can ask before her. But I can see why she'd be upset about being asked that. And this makes sense. I mean, you would think that's exactly what they do, but I don't know why it's such a controversy. JV says, there was no press conference for 3 days. I think that's what she's referring to. So there was a gap in the coverage. Annie Ruler says, they said they told them to not take photos, stay inside, fear of Ellie. Let's continue from the book of the Grub truck. Vivian goes on to say, the school has put out many statements. As far as Moscow residents, they talk about it amongst themselves, but not too often because it's just not something that anybody wants to sit there and dwell on. The case is still in pretrial process and in limbo. When I visit family up there, we hardly talk about it because we're not going to bring it up at dinner. There's other things to catch up on. What do you want the residents to do? They're not going to be media whores and run to every news show. They mainly want people to leave their town alone and let the judicial process happen. That's actually a pretty good comment. I'm going to give it a like. And then Crystal says to Vivian, you're right about everything you're saying. It's just strange that overall it appears that no one is talking. And to not have a few outliners talk about it in some way that's somewhat that's somewhat variable to be a real person rather than supposed a mom in Pullman or a hidden changed voice on Olivia's YouTube channel. I didn't expect that and see that coming. And then all these little things like above puke up. This is gross. Makes you start to have some instincts that something isn't right or adding up. Then Vivian says, so it's not the people who aren't talking. It is that they aren't saying what you and others want them to say. I think that was a nice comment, Vivian. I don't know why she's... what makes you so sure that people up there know some secrets that they aren't discussing? I admit I was told some information prior to the gag order, but guess what? It's nothing that indicates there is another suspect or a cover-up. What I was told is consistent with the information and evidence released publicly so far. Actually, I think this is like a good time to talk about some of the rumors going around YouTube right now. I don't know why Vivian felt compelled to say that. Freezy? Are we freezing? Oh, Twiz is here. Hey. Hold on. Wait, you got kicked out somewhere too fast? Sorry. Penny Miller says, anyone see Caroline Miller? I have a nice phone for her. Diego has been... Good luck with that. That's all I'm going to say. Those are in my Discord, the people who... Lots of people spoke, though. Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people. And then at the start, they were interviewed on those TV specials. And that was the other thing, is like we never saw like a moment where there weren't news trucks out front of the house. I did not know they cordoned off a space, but you would think we'd know that. The next most popular comment on this is Maddie said, F you, mister, to Joe Vito, not Jack Showalter. Look at who she's pointing at. It's not Jack. And there's like 24 likes on this one. The two things say, I agree. She said, F you, mister, and called JS mister. And then David writes back, absolutely. More likely should F you, Jack. But Maddie is pointing straight ahead. She does say something we cannot hear to Jack afterwards. Jack is more to the left. I feel like this is something we could dive into, you guys. Twiz, do you want to give us a page number you want us to go over? We are going to go over 165, but... Oh, Jennifer's in Discord. I should tell her we're looking at Grub Truck. Hold on. She's a Grub Truck expert. Oh, God. A lot of stuff going on right now, you guys. All right. Sorry, I'm distracted by shiny objects. And then Christy says, I couldn't say it in Jules. Okay. Okay. And then Angel sees, yeah, she was clearly pissed at Joe for annoying her. Let's pull up that scene. Let's pull that up. Oh, wait, there's more. Maddie, yes, Maddie was feeling good. She was so cute in that video. I think she just was adorable. Wasn't Joe saying she was trying to steal food? And then Nina says, Joe versus Shady as F while lie. Why lie in your police report? There was a rumor Joe was winding them up at the corner club earlier. They did seem a little wound up. I didn't know she did that. Twiz says, I mean, she reached towards the window for someone else's food. I don't know if that's stealing or not. Maddie. All of it's good. I know. Just reading down the like the survey structures and what they're looking for, like going in depth with that. There's I mean, I can think of like 3 different videos I could make out of that. There's just so much to break down. You're right, Twiz. Joe is trying to have something to say. Now he represents. Yes, I get distracted by shiny objects. I wish I had deleted Discord when I said I would, because I never will now. She was sassy and cute. Maddie was beautiful. She was absolutely naturally beautiful. What? Have you tried the Grub truck food? Oh yeah, Twiz, have you been to the Grub truck? You stay away from Moscow? Did you move there because of the Idaho4? That's what I kind of was under the impression. You moved there for the game. Hold on. That would be like the laziest college meal. Oh, okay. I think we should go to page 1. You shouldn't jump around. Keep your eyes on the prize. Joe literally. Okay, I'm starring your comment, Annie. We'll get back to it. I like have said it before, Angel D. I said it to Jeff H. Like I get like a happy feel. Like I don't see maybe I haven't studied it closely enough, but like it doesn't look like there's some nefarious things going on to me. But it's like the last moments of their lives. Like they're so happy and they're having such a great night, and I kind of feel like it's kind of beautiful that that's the last time we kind of have them on film. And I think, it's hard to say, but I'm glad the parents at least have this. Not that that's what they want, but I'm glad they have the Grub truck footage, because it shows them living their best lives. Jovi works at U of I now. Well, let's Discord forever. Hey, Sirius, thanks for showing up. Oh my gosh, I love your profile pic. It's beautiful. Well, great claim to fame. You lived there. You lived here for 4 years before, but it was part of the reason I came back. You're a field journalist. They looked happy. I agree. They didn't look scared. They didn't look like they were stressed out. I have the junky computer chair. Your chat is frozen? FBI. Okay, I'm going to talk about some of the rumors on YouTube right now. You guys, there's rumors going around that YouTubers are talking to feds to get their stories. Before I tell you what I think, I'd like to know what you think in the chat. Do you think that the feds are giving stories to YouTube channels. Just want your unbiased opinion before I tell you my very biased opinion. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. Wait, hold on. Seriously. It's a fire dancer from Dave Matthews. It's, you know what? I think I've seen that before. It's beautiful. I just got my tickets to the show and I'm so excited. Where's the venue? I wonder if it's a big venue. I'm sure he probably only does like big shows now. I saw Dave Matthews in concert many, many years ago, like a long time ago, at Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play. And it was pretty cool because it was probably one of the biggest concerts I've ever been to. I think there was like 60,000 people there. Or I'm probably just making that up. I don't know. I think there was like 60,000 people. I hope you have a good time. I'm glad you got your tickets. Tuesday fun fact. Since docs dropped today, YouTube drama will be down 95% for 14 days because the dramaers will have something to do. I am starring that comment too fast. Oh, Twiz agrees with you. Okay. Wow. Girl math. I didn't mean that offensively. You shouldn't take offense to it. Whoa, I should look at the comments before I put them up. They would make their own channel. Okay, let's stop there. Hold on. They would make their own channel. Yeah. Or, okay, so I have a couple ideas on this. Like, so first off, do I think that a channel like me could be talking to a Fed or get like a story from I don't know, a narrative from a Fed? Like my first thought on that is, I mean, like how would anybody ever know? Like, I don't believe that Feds would be giving out tips to smaller channels like this, but like it's the job of the person who gets the story or the lead to know whether it's bullshit or not. Now, like we're all working with the same information. So like if somebody brings something to me, they're not bringing me something brand new that nobody's ever seen. It should be like something the community would be able to verify together. Like I've had people bring me receipts or try to tell me stories and they can't tell me where the screenshot comes from. And it's almost like a non-working story. But it doesn't really matter like who gives you the story. It's how you research it or verify it. And so I don't think it really matters who's giving you the story. But as far as like a Fed giving someone a story, you can't force somebody to write or report about something. And I don't see how it would work for like a creator who's been following the case for a little while. Like if you give someone a story that doesn't make sense or comes from like some sketchy source, like if you know enough about the case, I mean, the only people they're going to get to print something like that would be like somebody very small or someone who hasn't followed the case for a while. Now, on the other hand, could I see a large channel, like a large channel having like some sort of maybe being told some information, like, I don't know about the Idaho4, but like information for a case so that they maybe change their narrative slightly with the new information? I could see that happening, but I don't see what use it would be to go up to a medium-sized YouTube channel and give them a narrative. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me. And then the other thing, I would find it much more feasible that if it was, I don't see the Feds doing this. Like I could see them for like a huge case, but not this. But I could see like law enforcement doing it. Like I could see allegedly. You know, I could see like someone from the defense or someone from the prosecution. I could see them like planting a story. I could see, you know, and this is just speculation, I could 100% see family members or victims or the defendant's family members doing the same thing with some sort of media campaign. And because a lot of cases are tried in the headlines, especially, you know, I don't know. So I would far more see that be a feasible thing than this rumor going around that the feds are like literally have the time to come plant stories about the Idaho4 in small channels. And you know, we have our own algorithm that shows our little channels within our circle, but there are like so many more true crime channels you don't know about. They're just not in your algorithm. Like there are thousands, and I just don't know like what kind of, I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think the feds are giving people tips on YouTube? And then Mr. Sentinel, I hope you're agreeing. Not really. I think the stories write themselves with all of the secrecy. I didn't think you guys were going to agree with me, first off. Swamp Rose, I'm seeing him in Louisiana this time. I usually in Cincinnati. Oh, nice. Louisville. And I didn't mean to say Louisiana. You're seeing him in Louisville. My mom went to Louisville. She really liked it. She went with my sister. I see Kim has publicly cut ties with anyone involved with the Paramount fiasco allegedly. Is that why all her old accounts have disappeared? Is someone getting sued? Speculation, etc. Well, there is somebody getting sued in that Paramount bunch. In fact, somebody's already been sued, and the lawsuit has been issued. And I don't take any glory. I mean, I don't take any joy in reporting that Ashley Gilliard lost her defamation lawsuit. So there is $1 million defamation case going on right now with the Idaho4. So the first person has been awarded over $1 million. And they didn't get it from a news outlet. They got it from an individual TikToker. So it is something to think about. You know, but I'm not saying in Kim's case, but I'm just saying. And the count that she has, this is the one that she had right before I interviewed her, right before I got suspended, back in March. Ain't no way. I think Jeremiah's talking about the feds on YouTube. I thought there were feds too, but then I really thought about it, and I'm like, seriously. I mean, and then, okay, let's just say there are feds. How would you ever know? Like, what are you going to do? Be like, hey, I just was curious. Are you a fed? Like, what do you think they're going to say? Yeah. And they're not going to. Here we go. Feds might be talking to some YouTubers. Yeah, I think so too. But like, let's just use me up against like a channel like Daniel's. Like, why would you even bother talking to me? Like, you know what I mean? When you could go to a channel like Daniel's, have like 500 people in the live stream or potential audience of 40,000. Why wouldn't you just go to the bigger? I mean, and I understand a ground campaign of spreading rumors, but it doesn't get very far if you can't present it to the people whose videos are circulating. And then Scott Metalhead says, I think they don't give the public's intelligence enough credit. They never do. They, whether it's politics or whatever, they always think the public is so stupid. Mob mentality is different, though, than the public. Mob mentality is stupid. I know ISP doesn't like the feds. I don't even know what ISP is until I interviewed Kim. Maybe we have ISP officers. This would make more sense, though, wouldn't that, you guys? Knowing where Kim's information comes from. So they talked about the letter today in Kim's interview. And she talked about how she had given it to T-Rev and Detective John to check out. And she says, this is all speculation allegedly, that they leaked it. And Kim says that everything on that letter that was leaked came from her ISP officer. And I'm seeing such similar information to what Kim's saying leaked to me. I mean, just like we're talking about, like when I started creating, I started getting emails like saying all these things. Well, if an ISP officer said it wouldn't that be a more likely candidate for leaking information, allegedly? And then Twiz says, feds are always putting out disinfo, but to who? You know? In the Stephen Avery case, allegedly, I heard it on Tommy's Live that the feds were paid to come on and spread disinfo. And on that show, they said that they'd seen a spreadsheet. What would be interesting is if, and I'm sure we can, if we got our hands on that spreadsheet, it would just be interesting to know who did the feds target? Were they targeting a channel like my size? Were they targeting a small channel, you know, a starter channel like Nina's? Were they targeting mods like a Heather or a Christy? Who were they targeting to get the information out? I mean, I'm sure it didn't happen in a bubble. I'm sure they decided like the best way to do it. And then Anna Melodies. Wait, it's highly sus when someone deletes. I know, but I am like the worst. I delete everything. Wasn't YouTube in search warrants for discovery? I don't remember seeing YouTube. I did see Google, but you could be right. And I don't know if I have access to the social media searches, the warrants that they had. I do remember the statistics though. I remember Kaylee had the most. It's like 37 or something. And then I think Maddie had the second most. It was either Maddie or Ethan. Anyway, but they had like, Kaylee had the most, and then there were around like 30 for the other people. You guys don't care about any of this. Let me keep. Thank you. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is my thought, you guys. And I didn't want to say it out loud, but you know what? I'm just going to say it. So this is my thought along the lines of Jeremiah. Okay, what if they just told the creator they were a fed? You know what I mean? To like get it credible. I've definitely had people tell me they were feds before. I actually believed the one person who told me they were a fed a couple months back, not because he was trying to give me any sort of information. Well, he was, but he wasn't trying to give me like inside information. He was just trying to like tell me some stuff to do with profiling. But I do believe I was talking to a fed, so I do take it all back. I did talk to what I believe to be a fed, and he kind of said he was a fed, but anyway, my point is this: is like, wouldn't you? Your people are anonymous. They can be anything. They could tell you they're, I don't know, a doctor. I don't know, but like, why would you don't believe anyone who tells you they're a fed on YouTube? And if someone comes to your door and they say they're a fed, don't believe them until you see evidence. And I couldn't agree with you more. Nina. You have a responsibility to do your own research. I mean, you know as well as I, like when we've gone over stuff you wanted to present on the show, like we've had to go over like everything. And there's plenty of things I said, no, we just can't show that. And then Angel D says, the problem is lots of YouTubers have all her interviews and comments on their channels or screen recorded already. Nina, I'm following you tonight. Just in case, don't do that, feds. I don't care. Feds can come talk to me. I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't know how that came out wrong. But my point is like, if the feds want to, leak some stories to me, like, they're just helping me create content. Like Nina said, you just have to You have a responsibility to do your research. I'm saying everything tongue in cheek. I hope you guys know that. I'm just joking around. Angel D says, oh yeah, you already said that. My YouTube channel has a first name, Oscar. I feel like feds watch and copy comments will not let me delete. Wow, that's weird. I'm turning off this light. I hope they don't read. I hope they don't look at my cell phone. I just have assumed that somebody's taking a peek in there. This is a huge case, and the feds can't actually have a lot of bad stuff come out about them because of it. Well, too late. Howard Bloom wrote a freaking book about it. The feds leaking info and the feds leaking info from their Cincinnati office to Steve G. So they kind of dropped the ball. I mean, they're going to affect us, but then you've got Howard Bloom is affecting millions of people in one publication. Like, priorities. The baloney whisperer? Like Amber Turds? Anna Melody says, again, just my opinion, but I think it's much more likely that people are doing this for financial gain than speaking to feds. I don't think anyone's speaking to feds. I'm so sorry, Twiz. I just don't think that. I think that if somebody said they're speaking to feds, somebody's trying to convince them that they're a fed. You know what I mean? Because if they really meant a fed, like someone who had a badge number and like a card and they could call the bureau and verify it's really them and blah, 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 why would they be talking? Like, you're a person. Foremost, you're not just like a creator. Like, if you know the feds are talking to you for some reason, why would you be telling people about it? They're not talking to feds. They're talking to someone who tricked them and told them they were a fed. My opinion. Oh, Heather's here to weigh in. I'm sure she's gonna disagree with me. In my opinion, oh, it's not Heather. In my opinion, Fry came out and strongly inferred that Moscow PD were in charge of this case, not the FBI. FBI don't want to touch this case with a large pool, in my opinion. Ashley Gilliard. Yeah, I think they're busy. Hold on. Don't give the public credit for the. I'm sure they are. Yeah, you guys, we should look up the odds. We should look up the odds on this. That's a good question. So what department would the feds be from? Homicide? Would it be the propaganda? Like what department? Okay. There were allegedly a handful of mods from another channel leaking information. Have you heard any new information? They might be leaking rumors. I think maybe Angel D. I have researched the spreadsheet like you asked. I can't find it. Yeah, I think I gotta go to Tommy for it. And for the record, never mind, I'm not gonna say it. Some feds work for homicide, some for IT. FBI said you put those dirty cops on and they ran the other direction. Dirty ones can't testify. Yeah, that's the Franks rule or whatever it is. Now I can see this is a different scenario. Like, so let's just say Papa Roger was feds. Like, that's different. Like, they're looking for a criminal. They're looking for, like I could see like when he, the feds like having some sort of like sting campaign or whatever in social media, but like after the fact, like as propaganda to help strengthen or whatever the case. Can't see that. I don't know. I do know I'm sounding like a know-it-all, but don't blame anything unless it comes from official sources. I mean, feds are official sources. Feds old news. It was like a trending topic yesterday. Sorry. Yeah, I know. We should stick to the document. Fed, you hear that? They haven't glitched out my StreamYard yet, so they probably are paying closer attention to the other creators. If someone went through all my shit, I'm so tired. They just if they went through all my shit, they just know I'm obsessed with true crime Harry Styles. They'd want to the person who would be assigned to my phone would honestly want to unalive themselves. It would be, especially if it was a man, because they'd have to sit there through I'm going to give you an example. I've been trying to make a video of this baby bunny at the end of the driveway for 2 weeks now. It's starting to grow up really fast. So, but I mean, I have literally 20 videos of this baby bunny coming out of the rose bush, baby bunny coming out from below the mailbox, baby bunny coming out from the seagrass, baby bunny when the sprinklers go off. I'm just saying, I'd feel bad for the FBI agent that got assigned my malware on my phone. Shut up now. Wow. Yeah, after his Gucci ad, I don't really like Harry Styles. And I'm sorry, Angel D. I know a lot of people say that's art. But it was way too close to the Balenciaga ad. And I would never buy Balenciaga again. And Yeah, after Harry Styles' Gucci ad, I was just like done. And you can't find some of the pictures that were in it now. Like the one where he's carrying around the I can't even say it. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so Texas Ranger says drug task force would be my guess. Yeah, but like if there's drugs involved, like I don't know if there are drugs involved in this case, unless you're part of the people who are talking about drugs involved in the case right now. All right, Beanie says, please tell Caroline I have a nice iPhone for her. Her phone was going back. Oh, I guess this isn't for me. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, the fake feds. I find it much more likely we've got some fake feds. And actually, like, it's genius. If you're a liar, if you don't mind being a liar, you could just easily pretend you're like, I'm thinking about it too. I'm not a liar. I'm not going to pretend I'm someone else, but like, you could pretty geniusly spread, like, just like the things you could do. Like, think about it like this. I have a story I want to get out there. What if, somebody pretends they're a Fed, gets someone all excited, leaks a story to them that's similar to yours, so your story becomes trending. Like, I think it's far more likely, knowing the crowd of people that we're surrounded in, that there are fake Feds or YouTubers pretending to be Feds to trick other YouTubers than actually like actual Feds. I don't know. Now, that's just Feds though. I do believe there are definitely other parties who would interject themselves. But the Feds is the talking point. Who? Who knew a little too much beforehand? Oh, Heather, you're here. Thank you. Heather, do you think that the Feds contact YouTubers? Love to know your take on this. Can't you leave? It must be late. It's the only time I can really live stream. I feel like most people listen to me at night, and so I want to do a nighttime live stream for my members, but I'm just not available. And like, I was even not sure if I could get here for 10. Like, it's just hard. And then when I'm not live streaming, I go to bed really early. Like, I typically try to go to bed before 10 o'clock because I get up early. I like to get up at 4:30, but on a day like today, like tomorrow, I'm going to have to get up at 5:30 because it'd be too tired. But it's a non-negotiable. I'm not available until like between like 5 and 10. You have a baby, you have a baby bunny in your yard. Oh my God, I want to feed this bunny and help it, but I also want this bunny to be strong and not like go up to humans or get like, I want it to be scared of cars and stuff. So I haven't tried to communicate with it. I'll post it on my channel tomorrow. Okay. Let's not be mean to Dinky on this channel. I think he offered to help me understand a couple things before I like him. Who's Matt? Who's Matt? Thought I knew every. Twiz, who's Matt? I think there's a Fed in the chat. There's always Feds in the chat. That's kind of that. If they have a job on YouTube, is to monitor the sketchy ass chat. I'm just kidding. Feds don't come out and say, I'm a Fed, here's some info. They act like they are no one and put out misinfo. It's not easy to put out misinfo though. Like, I never read the tips that came into my email because they were all like, I started to like occasionally, but I never really went with leads from my email before because they were always like, blah, 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 owes $700,000 to blah, blah, blah. And then blah, 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 flushed it down the toilet. And then there was a fight club and they drug everyone back in. And how do you push misinfo like that, Twiz? I mean, seriously, how many people are going to print that? Like, I don't know. Yeah, they probably wouldn't come out and be like, yeah, I'm a Fed. I've got too much energy to sleep right now. Oh, no, you're talking about someone else. Impersonating an officer is a crime. But I was thinking about this too. Let's just say you were talking to a Fed and you said, are you a Fed? And they said, no. Is that a crime? Like, they have to tell you, right? If you ask them. Or is that just the movies? I don't know. Anyone that's told me that there are Feds at all in this game. Wait. I don't know. Anyone that's told me they are a Fed at all in this case. No, I've never had anyone tell me they're a Fed too, but that's what's going around YouTube right now, is people are saying that there are Feds giving them information. And then I was listening to this one true crimer, and she made a whole video about it. She's like, these aren't Feds that are talking to you. This is people telling you they're Feds. I don't know. Some of the alleged, I'm a mod from a large channel, were leaking crime scene pics and getting channels taken down for showing them allegedly. There's so much culpability though. I mean, that I have heard of that incident. I didn't know they were leaking it to other channels. I did hear about I got a little background on that. I didn't know he was leaking it to other channels. There has to be some sort of culpability. I mean, you should have love for your channel and have some. I mean, yeah, I admit I haven't been perfect about what I've put out. I mean, I have 50,000 views on Dot that are just members only right now. They're useless. I don't even want to make them public. On Dot, Dave. So I understand, like, it's easy to put out information, but in all those cases, we were tracing them back to channels or saying this is the sketchy thing that appeared on this channel. None of us were like saying they were real, but there's culpability. Like, people have to vet their, like, why would you put a crime scene photos? These were, when we say crime scene photos, we're not talking about like taking a picture of like crime, like evidence number 3. Like, we're talking about the bodies, right? That's what they leaked, the Delphi bodies, right? I think that's what I heard. Maybe thinking of something else. Just shuttle their own propaganda. Yeah, but they can talk to major news outlets too. I mean, they're not limited to the ultra fucking specific Idaho4 subculture on YouTube. I don't know. Then again, what better way to do it than to start, in the grassroots? I don't know. I don't know how these things work. There's probably 12 Fed members in this channel. They just pay for memberships with our tax dollars. If I have 12 Feds watching my channel, I'd be like, hey, because that means my channel has something to provide. I hope I have 12 Feds watching my channel. But I do know some people have to, I think you meant to say day jobs. And I mean specifically day jobs that provide a badge. Like, wouldn't you rather talk to Crime Circus or like Jules or someone, you know what I mean? Like, most of the channels that talk about it have under 15,000 viewers from my research yesterday. And Scott says, Chisel stick, I don't sleep, LOL. And he's older than me. He needs his beauty sleep. Hey, sleep is for the weak. Okay, take it down. Take it down, kitty. She didn't mean that, Jeff. Daniel keeps saying that he's seen some extra pics from the Idaho4 allegedly, and I'm not sure that that's something that they should say publicly, in my opinion. Unless he saw him before gag order. Well, actually, I don't know. Well, if it was before Bryan was arrested and before gag order, but if they had already, because they didn't have a case, so it'd just be evidence. I don't know, Angel D. We can ask him. He's pretty open to answering questions. I'm going to give that a star. Kidding, of course. Okay, I'm taking the star away. It depends on how I got them. How? What do you mean? Like there's a legal way for reporters. Okay, so when Michael Adario was here earlier, he was talking about the crime scenes in Ted Bundy's murder, Sharon Tate's murder. And he said that they used to just hand those out. Because things like that are public knowledge, the 911 call, the coroner report, all those things. So like, I wonder if you can just do a freedom of information request before somebody is, I don't know. It's my first case, guys. But I bet Heather does. No. But if a YouTube creator reports internet harassment, depending on the crime accused, feds will 100% investigate. Well, that's damn good to know. We can tell it's in your blood, Heather. I'm keeping you up at night. I'm sorry. I know zilch about it. We definitely contact YouTubers. Come on, you guys. That's hilarious, right? Right, guys? That's funny. Come on. I thought it was funny. I think you should keep your name as Fed. And I agree, that would have been an incredible career. Heather says, I know something you don't. Angel has read that ahead. A snotty voice. Oh, back to the Grub truck. I know. I'm sorry, Annie. Let's get back on focus. Jack, but I really feel Emma brought DD with her. My uncle writes books on his experiences working with HT. Wait, you want to domesticate a wild rabbit? Okay. I know, but I feel like if I feed him treats, then he'll come looking for treats from other people. And I'm also scared. Like, I don't know why this baby bunny won't leave this one section of my driveway. And it's like the very end of my driveway. And I'm just so scared he's gonna run into the road. But what gives me hope is driving up my driveway and seeing the 12 other rabbits that are fully grown and healthy running into the rose bushes. So I think he's going to make it. I just worry about him. Oh, thanks, Annie. Wouldn't that be hard if you were trying so hard to convince everybody and you knew something that they didn't? And like feeling like, I don't know, yeah. I'm saving it from a hawk until I get. Wait, you have one? Let me go back up. I missed something. Let me find Fed's last response. I don't know where this is coming from. It's not white though. It's like gray brown. Ooh. Oh, your uncle. No, Fed's here. Well, I'm absolutely not being mean about concern. Yeah, you know you're concerned. I mean, aren't you a member, Angel D? Maybe you should send him a message or send him a message on Discord. Oh, she was who? Hey, Amethyst, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we could go off about stingrays tonight. Yes, I your point is well received. Wait, okay, so Too Fast says police can lie if you ask if they are police. It's like it's like a urban legend. Obama made it legal for them to lie. What? Are you a Fed? Fed, yes. You're in the back of the black building. Feds don't have to, only police. Thank you for clearing that up, Amethyst. Yeah, we've seen the tapes. Oh, 12, hey. 12 says, Feds look like you and I used to work with the marshals. But they don't talk like you or I, probably. I mean, we wouldn't see their looks anyway. Because everybody's anonymous on YouTube. You know, except you and me. We show our faces. But I mean, I don't think anybody looks the way they do. Like, I mean, if I were anonymous, I'd find like a catchy profile pic and I don't know, try to be whatever I think would get me the most doors open. But thanks for the comment, 12. 12, we can't wait to see you back. Thank God the Fed is here. Can you pass this message to the Secret Service, please? She's gone. She resigned. Yeah. They've been listening since I made the blow up Moscow video. Whoa, that's interesting, Amethyst. So she says the tables that leaked the Delphi were called in to testify. I wonder if that's like what we were touching base on, that like crime scene, I don't know. Interesting. Feds equal things of that nature. Drink. You can say blows Heather. You can't say she has. What is happening? I pay with your tough blows. That's what I meant with your tough blows. That's my problem. I just YouTube all day, all night. Sad, but things are changing. And then Amethyst says, sleep isn't for vampires like me. Hey, I'm a vampire too. I got trained in phlebotomy. I'm like a legal vampire. Heather says, of course I'm only joking when I named Jeff H. I haven't seen him around in a few days. He must be avoiding me. He was in Kim's chat earlier. Daniel, I'm positive, doesn't watch my members Leela. I wouldn't be surprised if he got his info from the G's, but he alludes to it showing BK's guilt somehow. Did BK sign his name in blood on the wall? I doubt. Actually, Twist, I think somebody wrote something in blood on the wall. I've thought this for a long time. I really do. I know you're joking, but I'm not. I either think that somebody wrote something on the wall with blood, like we saw in Helter Skelter, and trigger warning, of course, we're talking about if you just stumbled onto this and you're a member and didn't realize this is true crime, or one of the victims could have, their last, like, fighting for the last moments of their life, healthy young victim, one of them might have wrote something in their own blood. And I hate to be like graphic, but I know you meant it as a joke, but I actually do think I always thought that might be where targeting came from. That was until I saw the photograph of the diagram. That might be good. I know, give a star, take a star. Fair weather, friend. They won't release anything to the public that's involved with the ongoing case, Kiki. What about a case that isn't sealed, though? You're making a video? Last time I heard someone say you'll love it. Nobody ever says that to me unless I'm not going to love it. I know the last person that said that to me, oh, you're going to love it. I was like, I had to denounce violence and gang activity. And I miss him too, Heather. The feds always use TikTokers as lead investigators. Oh no, just the most reliable news sources in the country. That's all. The New York Times. Moved to San Felipe and my guy is keeping his Cabo. My place is vacant all the time to go play. My kids do well. Spend it. I don't know. I'm not Snow White. Same as mine. Well, when I was like 9 and that's interesting. I work with a group leader that was an astrological advisor for the feds on serials in the 70s and 80s. And what's interesting about that is they were probably working with like the very first profilers, because I believe it was like in the 70s where they first started gathering the information and creating profiles. Pretty cool. Maybe I will put treats out for the bunny. I don't know. I will just get a little house to call my own, a little cash and some cars and travel while I can. That last statement, travel while you can, I always think of that. Like, I'll have my retirement house, but it won't be like my retirement. Like, I realize you won't stay in your house forever. It's just going to be like the golden years house. And then you have to go to I'm gonna stop talking. Oh my god, I watched Lawyer recently, and the chat was just zooming past, mostly ladies with sexy avatars, super chatting. I felt bad for him because he's doing this live stream. I love Lawyer It is definitely. Why am I like sitting? Let me just take this down. I love that channel, and I love Peter Tragos, and I like his dad. But I do feel embarrassed for him. Like, it must be like difficult to like sit there and read the documents. Like, one time I'm watching him and he was wearing like a white tank top, and he's sitting there giving this like super thoughtful breakdown. He's like, this is super important. Like, I'm in my hotel room, but I decided I want to bust out this, document and explain it to you guys. And the ladies are like, I saw you in that shirt. She's like, I haven't heard one thing you've said. And I'm like, seriously? Like, but then again, on the other hand of it, like, he's definitely playing it up because he literally just has his merch brand is Lick. Like, if you're not trying to like make yourself sexual, you probably wouldn't name your brand Lick. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, Peter. Just saying. Astrological makes more sense in Idaho math. I know, but we really shouldn't pick on Daniel. Like, I don't know what they have to share anyway. I don't know. I do think he's law enforcement, so like ex-law enforcement. So I don't know, like, if they were going to share information before it was sealed, they might feel like a reporter who's law enforcement would be like a more trustworthy source. I don't know. Poor Daniel. God, you guys. I said something to I actually said something to my husband. I'm like, well, what if like a long time ago, I'm like, well, what if like, you know, just talking about sources, and I said somebody that I didn't like, a source that I wouldn't want to accept information from. And he's like, why? Like, why would you care? You just take the tip and you make sure it's legit. Like, why would you care where it comes from or who said it or what? It's the merit of the actual story itself is what you care about. Like, now, if you're into drama, like, yeah, you know, you can dig on that. But then you're going to get someone that tells you, oh, I'm a Fed. You know, trust me. Or they could say they're like, half the people who probably talk to the G's don't actually talk to them. They're probably talking to like a second auntie or something who like takes tips. I don't think it affects the case. I hope you don't change your profile name. I like that. Heather says, Sirius Black, I think that it's more like, okay, I'm not going to read about Daniel anymore, you guys. We both have Medicare in Vegas. 8-hour drive, has an elevator. His daughter is in Washington. But I was a nurse's aide in high school. I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, Project Stargate. Oh my God. Well, that lady I was showing you early, Harley Quinn, she had a legit alien encounter. And I did interview her. I don't even know how to explain to you. I think I called it Strange Encounters. Okay, no LE on the job, like at work, ever has to ID themselves if asked. I guess it's like just an urban legend then, because I always heard they did. 8-hour drive from our San Felipe, Mexico house. I'm sorry, I was muted. Oh my gosh, I read the whole story and everything. Yep, and get arrested for impersonating a federal agent. I'm sure that's not good. I guess I keep forgetting that part, that you can persecute someone for being a federal agent. So. I'll tell you later, Twist. There were only 3 Delphi channels or 3 Delphi channels that got the body pics. So Heather says, wasn't there a rumor that someone was impersonating to be an investigator and that's how they'll really obtain? I don't know. How Linda Lamb was really obtained. That's not what I heard. I heard that Kane straight up sold it for $5,000. And then the person who, so he gave it to the cops, then he sold a copy to a neighbor. That's how, the only way they described it. And then that copy was the one that was being teased to all the channels. I know this from what I've researched on mainly Sloopy Goosey's channel. And then Too Fast sent me another letter from the leakers last night, because what Sloopy Goosey had said is she gave the whole transcript. But when she talked to another YouTuber who it was leaked to, he was like, I had totally different conversation with this person. But essentially, like, basically the person was like, hey, I purchased this video, blah, blah, blah. I want to get out there, but don't tell the cops and don't tell the family. And then they repeat it like several times. And what ended up happening in Sloopy Goosey's case is that ultimately she went to go release it and like 5 other channels released it. And I do know, I mean, we went pretty far back. I mean, I don't want to say who it is, but there's another person on Reddit who kind of supplies it out that way. But from what we know, somebody on that street bought the Linda Lane footage. And I have a couple people in mind. Do I care? Will I ever say? Probably not. But it does sound like when you're reading Sloopy Goosey's transcript that this person like says 4 or 5 times over and over again, don't tell the families, or I'm scared of the families, or I don't want the families to know. It's like, okay, nothing to see here. Yeah. You had a blood transfusion? I hope you're feeling okay. I'll say a little prayer for you tonight. Well, I'll say a prayer for you. And I hope you're feeling better. The cops removed the walls in Maddie's room. Fed said nope. Anita, you have like 50 dogs, so it takes a long time. I'm kidding. She only has like 5 dogs. 5 dogs. I remember. Wait, Angel D says, I heard that way at the start that there was writing on the wall. Wait, August 29th, I have a doc in Vegas. Dang. That's what I'm saying. But the only other thing that like could like for me like start the targeting statement out of the evidence that I've seen is that evidence marker number 3 or whatever it is. Let me just pull it. It's right here. This. This could make it targeted too. A diagram of the house on the high side of the house. That could make it targeted. Ooh, that's awful. It's like Beetlejuice, chef aged page. Everyone wants to know how the dog is doing, you know? Oh, that's a really cute profile pic. Too fast. Black. Whoa, no, but I'm Googling now. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. You know, we are going to do some work on Buddy because it's come back up recently. People are emotionally invested and they can't quite understand why we haven't heard more about Buddy. Oh, it worked. Hey. Jeff, we had every intention of doing Grub truck research tonight, but it didn't work out. Jeff, do you think there are feds feeding people stories on YouTube? Drop it in the chat. Okay, so 5 times is the trick. Jeff doesn't care. Jeff's got a thick skin. He's like me. Yeah, Jeff, the big conversation is because there was a trending subject yesterday with the creators. If they think that the feds are feeding them tips. And my thought is that somebody's telling the creator that they're a fed to get them to believe the story more. And I'll say, because Jeff, I have believed people that they were feds before. Of course, they weren't like trying to change my narrative. Well, they were kind of. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. It was probably a fake fed, is my point. Mm-hmm. Only feds is fed up. Oh, Jeff, is everything okay? I hope you're doing okay tonight. I am keep feeling I gotta yawn, you guys. Wow, that is covering bases, Jeff. So Amethyst Noir, let me say it right. Amethyst Noir says, I worked on some of the Green River victims cases. How fascinating, Amethyst. Yeah, we heard from Dr. Ramslin that, and she didn't work with the Green River killer, but she was telling us about them. Like that was one of those cases where the law enforcement turns to another serial killer. Excuse to help try and solve the crime, but it didn't work because, of course, when Ted Bundy came in, he just kind of talked about his own MO. Like, he didn't have some sort of special insight into what the Green River Killer was thinking. He just had his own, you know. Wow. What was that all about? Who are you talking to? Angel D, you are probably the best behaved one in the chat tonight. Wait, what? White tank top, tell me you're Greek without telling me you're Greek. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh my god. Are you talking about your ex-husband? I don't know. I like sometimes just mix words together. So it's probably best to just not listen to me. You get fed grapes. Wow, Heather. Is Heather saying she's a fed? Heather, are you fed? You don't have to tell me now because Obama changed the law according to any rule. Just a single story, cool beach house. Been there for 4 to 5 days a week for more than last 10 years. Time to play. Oh, you haven't been there. Enjoy it, Annie. Enjoy it. Oh, I hope you have the best time. Zodiac was sent to the cipher teams. Interesting. So they actually used another extreme offender. And what Dr. Ramsland was saying in the interview is there's never been a documented case of one of these extreme offenders actually helping the police. But it does help the police in terms of learning more about them. Don't encourage him, Jack. Well, Heather and Angel, do you like somebody in the chat? Who's 5 feet tall? Well, Angel D is like Tinkerbell, so she might like a 5 footer. My guess is they share with SG early on, but not for a while. Cypher Sleuths. The paramount name should be spinning. I want to see names of G families of witness. They didn't. What? Who would ever say they were fed? Somebody who wants you to believe them. What about somebody who has like ill intention? They might pretend they're fed. What about a crazy fan? Like a fan. There's lots of reasons why somebody would pretend they're a fed. If somebody told me that they were a fed, I'd be like, okay, tell me all about it. Sure. They have body cam footage from right after the shooting up. Okay. Wait, what? They have body cam. Did you hear about the open window? Oh, okay. Thank you. Sarge said he wanted to come on the show, and then he stopped talking to me. I don't know where he is. Sarge, why aren't you talking to me? He wants me to. I will tell you, it was suggested by Sarge that I stick with the PCA and the structure of the case. But at the time, I was talking a lot about Linda Lane and stuff. So I do fully intend to stick with the legal stuff, but I don't know why you're talking about Sarge. I don't know why I'm talking about him either. Stargate is amazing. You changed it back. Why? You fed up for a bit. You can start some rumors. Me too. During Project Blue Book in Montana, you've stumped me because I don't know. I don't know what Project Blue Book is, but I've heard of it before. I'm so tired. I'm wearing these glasses. I'm so tired, but I put eyelash extensions on before, but you guys can't. You're not gonna see them because I'm wearing the glasses. I had ambitions before the live stream. You have to admit you're fed. You're putting your life in danger since Craig read me. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good, okay. Actually, this is a great counter argument. Thank you, Angel. So we were just talking about a law that was passed, so feds don't have to say they're a fed. And Angel G just said this, and it didn't occur to me, but this is true. If you had to admit you're a fed, you're putting your life in danger, in my opinion. Seems cray to me. Good point. Nice, Annie. I'd like to see that. Okay. The first thing you comment when things get quiet, Heather. No sound? Oh, hey, Mikey. Thanks for stopping by. I live on my... Oh, alive on my hours. Yeah, we didn't watch the... I don't know. I think I'm too tired to watch the Grub. Yeah, my mods are trying to come up with a solution for this. Twist thinks I should get a microphone that lights up. Yeah, I hope that's coming good, Jeff. And thank you for your advice with the photographs. I appreciate it. Why do you keep saying that? Are we talking about Idaho4? Mikey, did you have a good time the other night? I was hoping everything went well. Yeah, I heard that too, but I also heard it discussed that someone was being a fake investigator, either Ellie or an investigator for the G family, and that's how it was really obtained. Well, I told you my thoughts last night. That will never be made public. The best audio on Linda Lane is 4:14:56, and again 4:15:03. I'll star that and save it. I will go back to Linda Lane eventually. It's hard because I don't know what to think of the leaked text messages. And then there's that leaked text message that says the metadata says that Linda Lane is the 15th. But then Jeff has done that comparison showing the 3 beeps. So I don't know. Thank you for the blessing, Mikey. I appreciate it. I heard a female convinced Kane she was an investigator, maybe produced. I mean, I haven't heard that, but what I have heard is what Jeff said, which is Kane says he was paid $5,000 for the footage. And I mean, whether he said he sold it to a neighbor, if I'm not mistaken. All right. The first rule about Fed Club is you don't talk about Fed Club. Okay, Jeff 8M. Is that the rest of my comments? I think I'm gonna go back here. I don't know where I left off. I'm sorry. Is that for me? Like, what the? You guys, I gotta go to bed. This is why you never have to say you are Ellie, even if you are asked. You are not allowed, they are allowed to lie. Kiki, I just emailed you a download link to the footage of the officers talking to the rallies. I'm not gonna upload that right now. Thank you, Jeff. I can't wait to check it out. I'm not gonna show it tonight, though. I just don't feel like getting into it. You live in, I think we talked about this already. Yeah, the Starlight satellites flew over Cape Cod, and I have a video of like I had like 5 like 22-year-old boys in my living room, and they're all screaming like, "Oh, we just saw a spaceship!" And then one of them's like, "You guys, it's a Starlink," and I felt so bad. They were all excited. They took videos of it. Yeah, I saw this one. I thought this was what you were talking about, Twiz, because they had the sniper on the roof outside the courthouse. Oh yeah, have a great time. Serious. She can cook too. I'm lost in the kitchen. Mickey got a girlfriend. What? Yeah, I really gotta go to bed, you guys. All right, I'm going to bed, you guys. Thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys Friday. Have a good night.